Unreal. What's up, everybody?
Hola.
Not sure if it's working. It's been so long.
Guten Tag.
It turned. So, well, Aaron's on here and Lake and Lodge. What's up? I ain't got no
Your tripod?
my tripod. Oh, I got one right here. Let's see if I can get it. Which probably don't. I ain't gonna plan on being on this thing very long.
Just hand it to me then.
Well, I'm trying to get you in the picture. Well, Aaron's on here and Lake and Lodge.
Don't get dizzy.
So, I ain't got no. Trying to screw it onto the tripod. Round and around we go. I probably should just take this thing off and screw it.
Lake and Lodge, Dennis, Albert, Go-Go, Paradise, Bill, and Wheel.
I can't tell what I'm looking at right now.
Your beard.
My beard? Well, let me see which way I need to go. Oh, right there. No, I need to go. I got it. I'm trying to hook it up on my camera tripod for my photography camera.
Rudy and Scott, Charlie, Moses.
Uh-oh, we got the whole crew here.
Yeah.
Let me see. I wish y'all could see what I'm doing instead of what I'm not doing.
Staring at there.
Let's see. Trying to get it set up.
James Kelly, Mr. Fireman.
Let me see. Oh, yep, there's Aaron. So, I finally got it moved around. Hopefully I don't shut it off.
Don, David, Brian, Day's Life.
Well, we got
Hey guys!
22 people on here already.
So thankful that you're all commenting. We love that.
Yes, definitely. So, no cool intro or nothing like that. What's up? It's your man Bad Chad with Queen Jolene behind the camera.
Uncle Wes.
Y'all would think I watch too much Bad Chad.
He watches a lot of YouTube. A lot of YouTube.
Well,
That's how he learns a lot.
I watch YouTube when I'm not working, which is
When the sun goes down, or he has to come in for dinner, or it's pouring down rain. That's about the only 3 times you get him to sit down.
yeah. When I go in and I decide to take my feet off. When I decide to take my shoes off because my feet are hurting, my desk is there, and I put YouTube on, and I put something on while I'm taking my shoes off and putting on my house shoes, my Crocs. My foot is really messed up right now. I don't know if y'all remember, I dropped a piece of sheet metal on it and lost the big toe about a year ago.
You lost your big toenail?
My big toenail.
Not your toe.
Not my toe. my big toenail. And it grew back. Well,
It grew back funky.
It grew back funky and ingrown, and I tried to dig it out and I pulled most of it out, but it is super sore now, like there's still something wrong, and I don't have insurance, so I can't go to the hospital or the doctor, which
He can, he won't.
I don't have the money for that right now.
He's lying. He just wants to put it on something else. You don't take time and take care of yourself.
I can't tell no lie around her,
You
can I?
can't.
I can't afford it. No, we cannot afford it. That's too much money to go to the doctor.
He can't justify it in his head is the problem.
I don't know if I should shut that or not.
He did an Epsom salt bath one night, and that didn't really help it. I told him to do like those finger condoms you get in the first aid kit, to like fill it full of lotion, put it over the toe, and let the nail soften, because it grew back thicker and harder than it should, and it's starting to curve into the meat of his toe. And he let it grow for like 4 months without checking into that. where I don't know if we ever told the story of when my feet got all jacked up, but I lost both of my big toenails, and I went to the little Asian ladies, whatever, I don't know their ethnicity, I'm just guessing, but they made me acrylic toenails so that when my real toenail was growing out, it would grow out properly, so my toenails look fine. Well, he didn't want to do that. I tried to convince him to go get a pedicure and get a toenail made, and he didn't do it, and then he just hasn't taken time to take care of his toe, and now it's bothering him, and he still doesn't want to go to the doctor.
It hurts.
And it hurts.
And I see Mr. Fireman caught me cussing. He said, Juby said, a piece of sheet.
A piece of sheet, oh my goodness. Anthony Nolasco, let's see who else new. My
That's what Camaros are. They're pieces of sheet. I'm just playing. So, I guess we're gonna go because I don't.
James Kelly wants to see you ride the cow again.
Yeah, I jumped on her the other day. It's
Y'all,
probably...
our Lucy is getting big. She's a black Angus, and she's leash trained, so she thinks she's a big grass puppy, and she plays with our Dobermans. And then Juby gets in there to clean her stall and check on her, and she tries to boot him up, so he just hops on her back and does the 8-second Bronco rodeo.
Yeah.
She's licking our truck now and like booping the windows.
Yeah, so I'll get the camera, I guess, around here. Maybe we can just set it, and because this, well, not necessarily this video, but I kind of been like torn like on YouTube about, you know, doing YouTube and continuing on with it. I know all you guys enjoy it, the ones that are here and the ones that come, and to me it's not as exciting to me because I watch other channels, and when you're not working and you're just talking, it's not really exciting. Like some prepper stuff I watch, or these guys that do these YouTube channels that are so-called preppers, and you never see them doing any prepping. You always see them just talking, and they talk about world issues, and they put it out in their title like it's the end of the world, and they do that to get people to click on theirs and to go on their page and to comment. And millions of people go on there and millions of people comment, and to me, I'm like, man, that is not entertaining. That is not something that I really care to watch. I started watching some of those guys, but then when they got bigger and they got to where they were getting sponsors and they were making a lot of money at doing YouTube, they stopped caring about the content and they started pushing products. Well, it's the end of the world. You'll hear later in my story about this new thing that so and so said today, and it just had got released. But first, we can prep by going here to this place and buying gold. Like, no, I don't care to be pushed off on somebody else. That'd be like me saying, hey, we're going to build a car later. It's going to be real exciting, but first you need to go to AMD and you need to buy some stuff from AMD. You got to get some AMD sheet metal. I'm telling you what, you got to buy AMD sheet metal. I'm not pushing nobody's product. I'm not pushing anything. And I used to try and push myself, but I'm not really trying to push that now because it's a lot of heartache doing this. And I know my mom does it. If she's watching, she'll probably say something. But my mom's, when I told her in the group chat about basically stopping YouTube because I've got so much going on and I don't feel like I have the time to dedicate fully to YouTube to be able to give you guys what you want, and she's like, that don't sound like the Juby I know. You never give up, you always this. And I'm like,
you're not a quitter.
You're not a quitter. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not a quitter and I'm not giving up. I'm just saying that it's not as easy as it looks. Everybody thinks that it's okay, start a camera and let's go. It's a whole lot more than that. And a lot of you guys know because y'all have channels of your own. You do channels. You got to set cameras up. The easiest way I found is to do live because
then you don't have to edit.
You don't have to edit. You don't have to do nothing. If you make a mistake, it's on camera. Everybody in the world sees it. I don't make mistakes. I'm perfect. I'm just playing. God. No, I am not perfect by any means, and I don't care to show my mistakes because that's me. But when you do that and you can't really, in a live, you can only do live for so long before it starts to get boring. So after an hour and 15 minutes, it starts to get boring. So it's hard to accomplish a lot in an hour unless you're me and you're flying all over the place. But still, I don't feel like I accomplish enough, and I don't feel like I sit down and tell you guys thoroughly what needs to be done in that area and all this. So I kind of wanted to stop because it's disheartening to see 10 comments on a video, but you've got 500 views and you've got 15 likes or 3 dislikes. You know, I would rather if you went on there and hit the dislike. At least that would keep it in the algorithm. But then again, if you dislike it, you don't want it in the algorithm because you don't care if anybody else sees it. So I can see not clicking on it. Me, if I watch somebody's YouTube video, whether I like it or not, I give them a thumbs up because somebody else might like it, and it's not going to hurt me to hit the thumbs up. But it's just disheartening to see times where there's 30, 40 people watching live and you tell them, hey, go do something, hit the like, hit the dislike, drop a comment, and it don't happen. I mean, I'm doing this for free.
Is it Albert that says hush and get to work?
Yes.
Do that.
Yeah. But it.
Hey Carrie, hey Paul. We got a couple of comments I'm gonna read. Go said it's a pain and he's taking a break. And Paradise said it's a tough slog for sure. And Neil said, Juby, the thing is, you've helped so many with the content that you have out there. Don't feel like you have to continue providing content consistently.
I mean, I like to have, I enjoyed it. I've truly missed you guys. I've missed hanging out. I missed doing this. Life has got in the way. We've had a lot of ups and downs. So I haven't really been able to get on here. And plus, it's hard to do things and schedule something to be able to do during our live when we're trying to do all this out here. I mean, this out here.
Yeah,
this out here is what makes my living. This is what pays me. YouTube don't pay me. I can't. That would be like somebody saying, well, you need to film this, like you need to film doing this truck. I'm gonna bring it in, I want you to film doing it, and it take away from me. Doing that truck don't do nothing for me, but it takes me away from making money. It's like somebody coming in with a patch job. Hey, can you patch this quarter panel? Yes, I can patch it, but do I want to take the time and do all that, roll you in here, patch your quarter panel to make $150 when I can rebuild this car and spend the time on it and make $2,000 more? You know, it's hard to do those type of things. So it's kind of like YouTube don't pay me. I have gotten one check from them for $120, $120 I think, which was great.
Yeah,
for
free dinner.
You know, it's great, but you guys go Scott, Albert, all you guys on here have actually helped me more than YouTube has paid me. Y'all sent me things, y'all given me things. I am greatly appreciative of it. And I enjoy it. I enjoy when something comes and I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me think that maybe I should do Christmas more, because me and Aaron don't do Christmas, we don't do birthdays, we don't do Valentine's, we don't do any of those things. We're the type of people that if we see something during the year that we want, we go and buy it, or we work towards it and we get it. So when Christmas comes around or birthday comes around, it's hard to get something. But then again, me receiving gifts from you guys in the mail makes me happy. So
we got a package in today, and it said to Juby Mays, and he got the mail before I did today, and he opened it. I'm wondering if he was thinking like, I got something, and he opens it and it's...
I haven't even thought about getting anything lately, because she always orders under my aMAYSing.
So what was it this time? It was some kind of anti-shutter transmission stuff.
Yeah. So somebody sent me some anti-shutter. I guess they wanted me to shut up. No. Aaron ordered it. Yeah. But like I say, to me the platform is to help you guys, and also, you know, to put out the word. You know, I'll start preaching. But anyways, that's where we've been at. We've been struggling with that. We've still been trying to get her mom taken care of. We've had a lot go on with that situation, a lot going on in my life. It's just been hard.
The shop itself has had some ups and downs and hectic things going. I think, positively thinking, I believe we might be on the upswing of all of it, but we've had just a lot of things that are requiring a lot of our time, and unfortunately, like Juby said, you have to prioritize, and you can't get everything done all the time, and Tech Talk just happened to be one that had to take a break for a second.
And I've had to fire more people in this past year than I've ever had to fire in my life. And it's not that these guys were bad or anything like that. It's just this job requires such a specialized talent that it requires a specialized person, and not just anybody with the knowledge of a car can come in here and do what Juby and Brandon and the rest of the crew do. It's unfortunate. We like to give everybody a chance, and it breaks Juby's heart to have to fire people, and Juby and Craig don't want me firing people because I'm too blunt and crude, apparently. So, I cry every time I fire somebody. It's like, and then the guys that get hired are young enough to be my kids,
yeah,
and
most of the time
it breaks my heart to have to get rid of somebody. I wish I'd have been firing all these people back when I didn't care, but my heart don't let me. I don't know.
We know what it's like to struggle, so we know that losing your job can really change someone's life, but at the same time, we're running our life, and the business is part of our life, and we can't keep people if they're not producing.
Yeah. I used to drive a repo truck and repo, and I didn't have a problem going and taking somebody's car. I enjoyed it. I'd go take a car. I'd go in the middle of the night. I'd go pick it up while you was at the movies. I didn't care. You'd come out and go hollering about your car, and I'd be like, well, you should have paid your bill, and I drive off with it.
You don't pay your bills, Juby gonna take your wheels.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it no more.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the adrenaline of it, of the gunshots and stabbings, and
I went with him, and it's not every time, but good. It's
just the thought of any of it, you know. At any moment somebody shoots you, any moment somebody shoot at you, get stabbed, knife pulled on you, you know. It was always exciting, but I miss the excitement, but I don't miss the look on people's faces when they're at the bottom.
The ones that are in really hard times and are trying their best, and you have to do your job and take their car. That's the ones that it's painful.
Yeah. So I couldn't do it. But anyways, we're gonna go around here because I'm gonna start putting this truck together, and we'll talk more.
We'll get away from this net and I'll read some comments.
Yeah, there's a gnat flying around. I think Aaron needs to bathe.
I'll do that this evening, and I mean, I gotta take it's Tuesday, weekly bath time.
Hopefully, I want to start kind of a new series, but still be tech talk. But I don't know how I'm gonna number it because I don't want to put it up there. I might put all these in a category of the tech talk old ones, but make a new tech talk. Yeah, that's a blood blister. Some kind of new category where people can find the newer ones, because I want to come, basically straight in, introduce myself, basically like Bad Chad. What's up? I'm Juby. Got Aaron behind the camera. We're gonna be doing this and kind of streamline and specify what's going on during it. I'm not sure how long I'm going to do it, because I try to, but it's hard to do it every week. But I do have a full build Camaro, and I've been torn between doing the videoing, or either the book. Well, the book seems like it's going to cost way more than I have to be able to get it done, by getting the copyright, getting it, because it costs too much for us to even get shirts made. Like Aaron's got the new shirts, and it cost us $3,000 for shirts, and
that was out of our pocket, not the company.
Yeah, so that come out of our pocket for shirts that we got to sit on until we sell them all. And I've still got tons of shirts that I bought for with the Ford on it and the Plymouth that didn't hardly sell. The Camaro's been doing good.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody that's got one so far. Thank you.
But that stuff came out of our pocket, and we got to sit around and wait on it. Now I bought a lot of the parts for the Camaro. I have just about everything, I believe. We're waiting on Dynacorn to drop off the trunk floor and some other parts. So we're waiting on that. I thought it was going to come yesterday. I was hoping it would come today because I was going to start.
Usually I'll get the invoice, and then it's got tracking information on it, and as soon as I get tracking, usually it's here within 48 to 72 hours, and it hadn't showed up yet.
But I don't know if I'm going to do it on Tech Talk, or if I'm going to do some on Tech Talk, or if I'm going to do some separately. But I think I'm just going to not label it as Tech Talk. I'm just going to label it as the 69 Camaro Full Build, and I'm going to include, all the measurements. I'm going to show everything. I might take some pictures during it, but I want to just jump straight into it, and I want to label it all out so it's easy for you guys to find what you're looking for. So if you're building your Camaro and you're like, Juby gave the measurement for the windshield, I want you to be able to type in windshield measurement video pop up, and it tell you where to find that measurement, or put it in the comments what that measurement is. So I want to try and get that streamlined down for that. And like I said, I might only be able to do it for this Camaro build, and then I might be taking a break from Facebook, or from Facebook too, from YouTube, for a while. But I want to get you guys satisfied. I want to get you guys taken care of. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. But going back to YouTube being it's a lot to set up, it's a lot to figure out what's going on. But then you get people that will comment or message you and email you, and you go back and look, and they didn't even like the video, they didn't even comment in the video, but they call you, or they message you, or they send you an email saying, hey, what's this measurement? Can you give me this measurement? I'm having issues right here. I'm like,
it's in the video, go find it.
I'm like, really? You want me to give you something? You tell me you watched my video, and then you asked me for some stuff, but you couldn't even like it, you couldn't even share it, you couldn't even do nothing. I'm like, it's disheartening. Just put it that way.
Chris Driver said the information that I have gained from watching all of your videos is immeasurable. I go back and forth between videos and relearning information. I would not be able to accomplish as much on my own. So that's what we like.
I think I got your gnat.
You got my gnat?
Yeah.
Good.
He's in my tea.
Bill Matson said that consistent content is not so much a big deal to me, but you deliver quality information that kept me from a lot of grief.
Yeah, and it's hard to go back to those tech talk because people message me and ask me about, hey, how did you do this? Didn't I see it in a video somewhere? And I'm like, yeah. And I go and find it and I send it to them and tell them to go to this time stamp or this time in it, and they'll find what they're looking for. It's hard for me to even navigate my own videos and to find where I did what and what I did. So that's why I want to do the 69 build. I want to keep track of it, and I want it all labeled before I go on to the next section of it. That way I will be better in tune. If you call me and say, hey, I want to know about hanging the doors, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's in episode 3 such and such.
Right.
But we'll get the camera and I'll either move it over here or Erin can get the whole thing, or she can get the camera off.
Oh, it does that?
You can just push this if you want to take it off.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But yeah, I'm trying to stop the cokes. I made some sweet tea last night and I wish y'all could have seen it. Oh, Erin's got it here.
You leave it like that, I'm fine. Don't do that. Okay, do that.
Boom, look.
Now I gotta make people, okay.
See? Erin was trying to figure it out. But we had rocket science tea last night.
No, we had a chemistry problem going on, but we had a 2-gallon jug, and you just make enough tea to put it in the jug, but that's not how we handled it.
But
Scott says he can understand the mental struggle.
So, what we have here.
We do need to look at Swiss cheese tonight while we're live.
Yeah. What we have is a square body again. I did the square body and I actually went on YouTube today to try and find the square body video because I was going to re-upload it because I was told that I had to take it down the first time. So we're shooting again. I'm not taking it down this time. I don't care. I mean, the parts are available. Anybody can buy them. Anybody can make a video. Anybody can build it. I'm not saying who this truck's for, but this is a full build C10 or square body. I guess they're C10s. And this is a full build. Everything's new. Again, all this is AMD sheet metal, so you can buy all this sheet metal from AMD. I've built one of these. It went together great. Couple little small spots, but it was my first one. It wasn't nothing terrible that went wrong with it. It was a little bit tight in the door area right here to me. The gap right here wasn't quite what I wanted, but I have a whole nother one here. This will be my second one, and I'm gonna try and finesse it a little bit and work the metal on it some and try to get it a little bit better before it gets all together. I'm just playing back the build from the last time in my head, thinking of things I can do that I couldn't really do as I went along last time. And after I got done building it and it was gone and it was welded, I started replaying the build in my head, thinking that maybe I could have did this, maybe I could have did that. So I'm gonna do that on this truck. We can show the
still for sale.
Yeah, it's still for sale. The Barracuda or the Cuda should be leaving pretty soon. This was Swiss cheese.
Ah, Swiss cheese.
I couldn't remember if it had two wheels that turned. So this is Swiss cheese. She's done. She's ready to go home.
She's leaving this week.
Yeah, so she needs blowed out. She's got dust in there from where we cleaned the shop on Friday and blow it out. So this one got mini tub, 4-speed. It's pretty solid. I'm sure the back's locked. It is. So, but this was Swiss cheese right here.
Neil Pickett said, I honestly wouldn't have bought my car and started the build if I hadn't ran across Juby, Mr. Fireman, Paradise, Go-Go, and VVG. That's the truth. David agrees and said those guys are a big reason why he started working on his car again.
Swiss cheese. We have Challenger. This is one I was working on. I built, this thing's got everything. It's mini tub. It's got level 3 spring relocators. It's
also leaving soon.
Mini tub, frame connectors, torque boxes, front stiffeners. It's got everything.
It's awesome.
And then the Gia, and we have a full build Challenger. This one's a full build Challenger. So, and it's coming right along. I think this is day 2.
3, because he started one day last week, right? Well, parts prepping. So yeah, only day 2 of the build.
Yeah, so day 2 of the build, and he is just took the roof off to weld the drip rails and fixing to start welding the drip rails and welding up the roof structure. And then he'll put the roof back on, fit it back up for final fitment, and then it will get welded together. So
moving along.
So this one will probably be pretty close to finished by Friday. Really, he's got the front welded up. He's got to weld the firewall. But everything on this is new. This is all new car. Challenger. Chevelle, I did a floor patch in it.
This was a special build.
This is the one I did the roof skin on with the roof skin. What else did I do to this thing?
The floor patch.
I did the roof skin, I did a door patch, and I did a floor patch. And I've got to, which I didn't do, but I've got to weld up the rocker holes. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. And weld up the rocker holes on it.
Because it's also leaving.
Yeah, it's leaving. And then we have another Camaro that's finished in the back. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars that's ready to leave out. I've got to get this one done by Friday so that the customer can look it over before I weld it up.
And then it leaves next Friday.
And then it leaves next Friday. So, and I'm fixing to click up, I don't know if you want to show the shirt.
Yeah.
I'll get the camera here. Let me have the camera, and then we got Aaron's rocking the Catfish aMAYSing Metalworks. I don't know if he, yeah. So that's the hoodie, the gray hoodie.
It's got aMAYSing Metalworks on the front. And we also have the hoodie in red, which is not, I'm not sure if it shows well on the...
Yeah, it's kind of got like a black speckle in it.
Yeah, really like the red hoodie.
I like the red one.
My dad's favorite color was red.
And that's his car that we have in the back that we hope to do some videos on, because I plan on pro streeting it. We're not gonna race it. I'm gonna put interior and dash and all that back into the car, and the front sheet metal back on. It has fiberglass.
And then we also have t-shirts in this color, and then the red is a little different on the t-shirt, but it's got the same design on the back. But it's like a red that's got a little bit of white gray kind of through it, so it's a lighter red. But these are super soft, and I love them. My mom is very happy with how they turned out. We sent one to my dad's best friend, and we've had a lot of you guys have already purchased them, so we're real thankful for that. And we actually have quite a few left. I am out of 3X, and I'm very low on our mediums. And we don't have any smalls either, but the rest of them I've still got a good bit of, so let me know if you need to make an order.
Yeah, so I guess she can tell y'all how to order. I guess get in touch with Erin. I guess she can put it up on there, or it's easy. ERIN@theinstallationcenter.com.
That's it.
Email her, tell her what size, and she'll send you either to one of my PayPals that's in the description, my PayPal or
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. You can mail a check.
Or you can mail a check.
Neil says he's got his catfish shirt on tonight. Awesome, thank you. Let's see where I was in the comments. David learned about Juby from Mr. Fireman. Scott Singleton said, you have no idea the amount of help and inspiration you have given to so many of us.
I appreciate it.
He's going to the clamp aisle. I'm not going to chase him down, y'all. Yeah. This is a fast boy.
One day I'm gonna put some clamps up there in my area. I've actually got a cart, or a spot for clamps over there by the drill press, but Craig bought a parts washer and we didn't really have nowhere to put it, so it went under where my clamp cart and my parts went. So, and I do have new clamps. They're up there in a box.
Yeah, I bought them and now he's hoarding them and he won't let anybody touch them.
Yeah. We bought them for YouTube because I didn't want to tie up clamps from the shop for my YouTube builds and we not have some for money makers. So we need the clamps for when we're making money, not YouTubing. But we do have some, and I'm gonna get some more. And that's why I painted all these, because when I brought mine out, I didn't want nobody taking mine.
Yeah, so they're color coordinated.
So
Mr. Matson said in his world, he's it. He doesn't have any of the younger guys chomping at the bit to help him in the garage on his projects. You guys are it, and it's hard to find guys interested in restoring old muscle cars.
Yeah, it is. I probably should have got I'm trying to do this different.
Hey Rob, hey Jeffrey.
Yeah, I watched a video last night of a little kid. He was probably 10 years old or something, and he was doing I think he only had like 4 videos on his YouTube channel, and he was doing a walk around on a 49 Ford, and he was talking about the Ford and how he liked this and he liked that on it, and it was awesome to see a young kid like that interested in old cars. It reminded me of myself, because when I was younger, I always liked old cars, and I liked to hang out with older people. Like one of my good friends, his daughter is like my age, but I hung out with him. He was actually my aunt's age, a little older than my aunt, because we'd go over to his house for pool parties. But I hung out with him. He had cars, and I wanted to be around the cars, and it makes me happy to know that there's kids out there that enjoy this as well, and especially if kids are watching the videos and they're asking questions. Because I don't want this to die. I don't want what we do to fade away. And that's what it's coming to, because all the kids want to sit in there, sit in the house and play video games.
Yep, game chairs and.
I'll sit that there. You got it?
Yep. Sorry, I'm trying to sit y'all here.
Yeah. Let me see. Is it got the? Yeah. What was you? I clamped that one, and that was for that side. I needed this side, so I didn't have to move around over there. But last time I put these sides up, I left these out and I slipped them in. So this time I'm trying it a little different. I'm trying to put these on, and I'm gonna hold it up there and see what it does, and then I might drop it back off, and I might weld these before I put it up.
Dennis said if it wasn't for your videos, the 69 would not be where it is today, and I would not have met one of the most sincere, coolest dudes I've ever met, and he's very blessed to call you his friend and brother.
Appreciate it, Dennis. Same here. I enjoy all the guys on here that I've met personally and hung out with. It's really been a blessing, and that's why it's hard to let it go, because I feel like I'm letting down my family. You know, so I don't want to stop. It's just it's hard.
Sideways says, "Oh man, it's a Juby live stream." Does AMD make crew cab and dually parts?
Like what?
Dually parts and crew cab parts. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Maybe. So
David's going back through all the old episodes and hitting the like button. Thank you. That's awesome.
yeah, it really helps. It's like you go on YouTube and you see these people that are building cars, and they got like they ain't doing nothing, and that's why I don't want to be that type of person. I don't want to be somebody that's everybody thinks they're fixing to watch a good show, and then it's just a bunch of talk.
Y'all, I want everybody to say hey to Travis Nottingham. That's P-Dubs.
Uh-oh, he's on there.
Yeah.
Now I can't talk bad about him.
He said, I love working with you guys.
Travis he's our new guy. He's doing great. So,
hey Chris, hey Ronnie. Thank you, Anthony, and thank you, Charlie, for telling Anthony about us. Mr. Fireman said he wants a shirt. Let me go get a piece of paper and I'll write down.
I got a piece right here, but yeah, get your own paper.
I'll get my own paper.
I'm trying to find my Martha Stewart hammer. I don't know what I did with her. My Martha Stewart hammer.
I lost your Martha Stewart hammer.
What did I do with it?
Uh-huh.
Huh. That's horrible. Well,
It ain't as bad as your Strive, is it?
no, my Strive, I got my Strive. What did I do with my hammer? I mean, I got plenty of hammers. Look at this one. Got this big hammer. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on right here.
Bill said that his 68 Camaro he had since 1995 was about to get sold until he saw you working out some issues on some panels. You literally saved it from the dirt track by giving him information.
That's awesome.
Ronnie Moore says that you have been a big motivator for him on his projects and he loves your channel. Lake and Lodge. Cool, you call me tomorrow, we'll get you a hoodie order.
So it looks like it's going to kind of work out. If I just weld them on, but I needed to put it on there just to be able to see exactly where it was going to go. I told Travis that when he came in tomorrow that this would be together.
He's watching you struggle.
But it's not very together. But the last time we did this in the video, it was like we were walking around for 15-20 minutes, and then I decided to start building the cab, and I throwed it all together in like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm not struggling. I'm not 100 mile an hour right this minute. Which, see, if I was going 100 mile an hour, I'd just throw that up.
See you, Brian.
But I have to do some painting.
Who's painting?
Which really I shouldn't. I don't have to. Because I'm going to throw it up there and I'm going to double check that and then I'm going to pull it back off.
I've seen quite a few people say that they learned about you through Mr. Fireman. So I want to take a second and say thank you, Roger, for all the shout outs.
Yes, definitely. He always shouts out all the time.
And if y'all haven't gone to his channel and hit like, subscribe, and share and all that, go do all that right now. So he's got some great videos. Sideways says, how hard would you say it is to replace the 68 Camaro driver's side floor panel for somebody that's not done any fabrication or welding?
Are you just patching it, or are you talking about replacing the floor?
Sideways, you talking about the whole floor, a floor pan half, or a patch? We were looking at Rob's page today, and he's got some bees.
Yeah, I am so jealous of Rob. Is he on there?
Yeah. He's got
It's like
he's got Dobermans, he's got a greenhouse, he's got bees, and we have Dobermans, but ours are not as. I love my girls, do not get me wrong. I would hurt somebody over here. But they are not show quality Dobermans. They are pets.
Yeah, Erin was telling me one day about Rob. She's like, yeah, he's got Dobermans, and showed me. I was like, oh yeah, I like this guy. He's got Dobermans like us. And then
Greenhouse.
I built the greenhouse and I posted the greenhouse. Next thing I know, he goes on there and puts a greenhouse that just blows mine out of the water.
And I tagged him. I'm like, Jimmy, check out Rob's greenhouse. And he's like, oh my gosh.
I'm like, I'm done.
And then today.
And then today I'm sitting in there at lunch and I'm like, oh my God, he's got bees. And I've been trying to get bees and I ain't got no bees. And here he is, got bees. So I'm gonna stop that's why I'm gonna stop social media, because I'm tired of posting stuff and everybody coming back and saying, na boo boo, look what I got it better.
My Dobermans are prettier, my greenhouse is bigger, and you ain't got no bees.
Yeah. So thank you, Rob. It's Rob's fault that I am not doing tech talk no more.
Rob's just the motivation to do better.
Yeah.
Now, our Dobermans are always going to be pond puppies because they won't stay out of the creek and the pond, and they're just going to be dirty baby girls, and that's fine.
Yeah, Erin went on women's retreat this
past weekend.
This past weekend with the church, with the ladies from church, and she was worried about her aMAYSing getting popped because they have halo collars, and she loves to jump up and down on all the counters and the door and everything else. So she got zapped a couple of times. So I think it's good where it's at. So I'm gonna take it off and I'm gonna get the spot welder and I'm gonna weld it where it's at.
Yeah, Wheezy is our calm, sweet, don't hurt anybody's feelings Doberman, and aMAYSing is the wild child. She has earned every bit of her red hair. She's my little psycho puppy. And Juby gets on to her. But what does she do when you get on to her? She does not care.
When I get on to her, when I get on to aMAYSing, Wheezy takes off and gets in her crate.
Yeah, Wheezy's like, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
I'm not sure. I didn't know if we were still in the camera or not.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Wheezy always, when I get angry or I holler at aMAYSing,
which
Wheezy
is always,
instantly thinks that it's her fault and she runs and gets in her cage. She's like, oh Dad, I'm good.
Look at me, I'm a good puppy.
But no, she didn't get popped too many times.
She did test the fence barrier more than she does when I'm at home.
Because she spends more time outside because I'm outside.
Yeah.
But when
if I'm home, May is by my side, so she doesn't really test the perimeter that much. But if I'm away, she gets bored.
Yeah. So I make her stay outside because she's not gonna stay in the house.
No.
I'm double checking.
There was.
I just wanted to check this thing.
Chris says Roger is a great guy. Has a ton of product testing videos as well. I agree, Chris. Love us some Roger.
I just wanted to throw this up on there.
Sideways said that he is patching the floor preferably.
I would say it's not that bad of a job. I was going to do a video on patching on the Chevelle, and I'm going to turn that off.
It's loud.
It's loud and it's warm, and I don't want to forget it.
Ronnie, that's cool. He's building a square body with his 12-year-old grandson. So he's real excited to see this go together.
Is he building from scratch, or is he rebuilding one?
Yeah, Ronnie, are you starting out with the cab, or are you starting from scratch?
I gotta get mine. I don't remember what I was saying. I don't remember what it was I was saying.
Don't get old, kids. Because I don't remember either.
Yeah, we went to a whole nother thing. I was up here. Oh no, I was test fitting the side to see how it fit before I welded, just to see how it went up there, make sure it wasn't nothing super out of line. But there was something I was going to say. I can't remember.
Rob says all Dobermans are show dogs. Do you mean like what they can show us? Because May just shows that she's prey. Charlie said, what amazes me, M-A-Y-S, is that Juby can do all this with just his own two hands. Meaning I'd have a sheet metal panel fall in all directions if I was trying to do all this by myself.
Oh, it ain't that bad. That's one thing that I was going to say is, ain't it funny how if you get a sore toe, you always seem to hit it and everything always seems to fall on it. That is how it is with me and my foot. I walk to the counter to get something to drink and I hit the bottom of the counter and I'm like, ah. I get something out of the cupboard and I'm like, something's fixing to fall and it's going to hit my toe. I know it is, and instead of moving it and being careful, there it goes on my foot. It's just like having new shoes. You got new shoes and you don't want nobody to step on them. Everybody wants to step on them.
Yep.
You got
on our feet constantly. Ronnie says he's rebuilding the cab.
No. That's awesome. I'm glad you're doing it with your kids.
Your grandbaby. That's really cool.
Definitely. He'll look back at it years from now and
it's irreplaceable memories.
Yeah, definitely. I remember spending time with my grandfather, and I would give anything to have him back, to be able to just, sit and talk with him. He always came over and we built things together out of skates and 2x4s and made scooters and just all kind of stuff. And
just simple stuff, because I remember having the little pump bug sprayer full of water and I'd spray the radiator off every time Dad did a run at the racetrack, and I thought I was doing something. And he made me feel like I was doing something. So.
Well, like Aaron was saying a while ago with May and Wheezy, they like to step on your toes. May don't like to step on your toes. She likes to pounce on your toes, because every time she comes near you, she's like this. Don't ask me to do that again.
She has earned her nickname Cray Cray May May.
Yes. I should probably get my safety glasses.
Ronnie said he's become an awesome welder at 12 years old. I remember when we got Lucas more, he really was involved in the shop.
Oh, where am I? Oh, there they are.
Oh, your eyeballs, your spectacles?
Yeah.
Rob said he can hook you up with the beast situation.
Like that. I just kick that
clamp. What?
With the foot.
You were talking about patching the Chevelle floor though. I think that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. I didn't quite prep far enough. Well, actually, P-Dubs.
Oh, P-Dubs.
P-Dub, nah, he didn't prep that part, I did. But I was talking about, I was gonna do the patch on that floor, and I was gonna explain the way that I would do it and how to hide. I try to cut my patches in. To where they are hidden and I don't have to grind both sides. Because if you got a patch and it's out in the middle of the panel or middle of the floor, I wouldn't try this on like, well, I guess I would on a quarter panel too, but the floor, I try to patch and cut where I only have to grind one side, because if you do something where you have to grind both sides to make it look good, whether you're looking under the car or you're looking in the car, you tend to make that metal thin because you can't gauge how much you grind, and it also it makes for more body work. So I try to hide my cuts in my panels to where I only had to grind on one side, and I try to hide it on the side that is going to be visible. I try to hide it on the side that's not as visible. So if I was going to do a spot in this floor, I would, I don't know if Aaron can get the camera.
I can.
But let me, well, I guess I can leave it up. Well, I'll set it down for a second.
What do you do?
So, push the button and slide it out the front. Slides out the front.
Oh. Push, don't pull.
So, like, if I was going to patch this, there was rust right here in the floor. I wouldn't come right here and just cut this out to patch it right there. I would look for the easiest place to patch where you have the less grinding. So I would look under the truck, and I see that it has a brace here and it has a brace here. So up on top, I can tell that it has a brace because I can see the spot welds, and I can see the spot welds here. So I would look underneath and see where my spot welds are. Do my spot welds run real close to the edge of that piece, or do they run close to the inside? So I would come in and either cut on the back side across, and then I would come down this brace, and then I would come over, and I would try to like cut it to where this piece is. I would probably cut it in right here, because when you put the panel up here, you can see this edge, but it's not quite as visible, and it's easier to grind on a radius than it is to grind out here where it's flat when you're trying to do less body work. So I wouldn't cut it in directly on the radius. I would come in about 1/8 of an inch on the radius. That way when you grind it, you can kind of blend it to this radius. So I would have one cut here, one cut up, one cut over, and then I would come across 1/8 of an inch out of that radius. So now when I go and put my piece in, now you want to cut your patch before you cut your floor. Don't cut your floor out and then take the floor piece and lay it on your patch. You want to cut your floor, or cut your patch, and get your patch where you know it's over them right there, and it's over these over here, and you're past this right here. And then you just trim it down. So then when I get ready to weld, I can butt weld this all the way. I can butt weld this all the way. I can butt weld down through here, and I can butt weld back across. So now when it comes to grinding, only spot I have to worry about grinding on the opposite side is from right here to here and then down this radius, because all this is hidden underneath all that brace, so I don't have to worry about what the grind looks like underneath there. That's just going to stay like it is. You're going to cut it over, you're going to cut it over. That way when you look under the car, you won't even see there's a patch there, because it was cut in right here above these, and then this one section is the only one you'll have to do fine grinding on and make it look presentable on both sides. And this one right here, you're not going to worry about too much, because it's going to be an 8. You're going to be able to get in there and grind. You'll be able to grind it on top and blend it with this radius, and then on the bottom side you're going to be able to grind it into that radius. Stay out of the radius, but stay on it. If you get too far in the radius, then you start eating on the radius part. But that's why I say stay out about 1/8 of an inch, so you can grind right up to the radius on the inside, and then on this side you can grind over the radius and make it look uniform, because ain't nobody going to be able to look at that side radius to this side radius at the same time and say, well, that radius is sharper than that radius. So I was going to do that on that Chevelle, but I was told to just do it this way, put it in and go with it. So that's what I did.
Get it done. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Standing in the inside again. I ain't that worried about it. So I do got to flip it over because I got to clean on the other side.
Hey Trellis and 469Z48, what's up? We got 49 on, guys. Y'all go like this video, please.
Now I do need to look. I'm probably not going to weld all the way up because I can't remember. I can't remember if I think that laps this, so I might be all right. What I was saying is I don't know if the lower cowl firewall section goes in behind this or on top of it. I think it goes on top of it because my step is up on this.
Hey Ty, Matt, Jim, Billy, we got 50.
I know it's not a Camaro, but the Camaro will be coming. Like I thought that the parts were going to get here today and we was going to kind of start on it. I've still got to figure out how to do the Camaro floor to tell you guys how to get the measurements. So when you're building yours, you can locate your floor. So we'll figure that out. Still not 100%. I thought about trying to do it in the book or make it like a PDF type file with everything in it, kind of like write my own book and have it on a PDF file, and then you just buy it like a hard drive, and it have all the chapters and stuff, and you can select the chapter and something like that. I don't know.
I'll look into the production of that and see if it's any cheaper than producing a book, because books are woo!
And hardly nobody does books anymore.
And you can print out what you need if you got the PDF.
I forgot to change everything.
Change your settings.
We just hope this is in the right place. So there's some things I usually say to build the car before you do any welding, just because. But this, I will build the rest of it before I weld anything else other than what I'm welding right now. When I build the Camaro, you'll see the floor part will get built and it'll get welded, but as far as everything else, it gets screwed together. I watch people build some channels, like not nobody that's on here, none of the guys that I know, like Go and Mr. Fireman, but I've watched some other build channels, and I see people telling people to do this and do that, and I'm like, oh man, you are totally messing up if you're doing that. And it's like, I wish I could see the outcome of it in the end when they realize that they done messed up. It's like, I wish I could go through the camera and say, hey man, look, and by the time you comment and tell them in a comment, it's too late, they've already done it. And if you do it during a live stream or something like that, you always got the ones that
you don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about and all this, and they think that you're trying to go on there and disprove what they're doing. So it's, I don't know. I mean, it'd be like somebody trying to tell me how to build a car here. You know, come in and tell me you need to do this and you need to do that. I'd be less inclined to hear what they got to say, because I do this every day and I know pretty much what works and what don't work. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not open to hear what anybody's got. If somebody's got a better idea of how to do something,
and you listen,
share it with me.
How much would you say that arm weighs?
I don't know. It's probably
40.
I don't know. 25, 30 pounds, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, not 40. If you put that big old arm on there, it gets heavier.
Yeah. I've got to get my dad to make some parts for me for the other pro spot.
He's been having his own thing too. For any of y'all that are the praying type, if you would send some prayers up for Miss Pat's sister. She had a stroke and is still in ICU. So her and Mr. Ken have been taking care of Miss Mary Lou best they can. That woman is the life of the party usually.
Yeah, she's definitely been a big part of my life. So,
Billy, it is great to have your spot welder if that's, you know, what you want to do. I would say that it's a pretty hefty investment. So if you're only building one car, what would you say, Judy?
maybe next Tuesday, if the Camaro parts come in, roll a spot welder that I have in the back up here and let you guys look at it, because you can pick them up rather cheap
compared to new.
Yeah, you can't compared to new. So when we start the Camaro build, I'll pull it out and I'll talk about it, because I was going to suggest probably turn this off because it's getting about time to wrap up anyways. But I'll bring that spot welder up here. It's an old spot welder. I used it when I went to AMD and I did the Project Bernadette for SEMA and for Street Trucks magazine. I carried this spot welder down there and used it down there because it's a 240, 220, whatever you want to call it, welder. So I'll bring it up here when we start doing the Camaro build, and I'll go over it and tell you the name of it and the brand, because I don't know right offhand. I can't remember. But I'll bring it up here, let you guys look at it, and I'll put the brand and all that, and you can actually find them online. I found them for like $500, $800. So if you're building a car and you're going to do a lot of spot welding and you want it nice, I would say buy the $800 welder, use it to build your car, and then sell it to the next builder when you get done. I'm sure you still would be able to make your money back on it. Plus you're going to make money because these little things right here, the grinding disc and the buffing wheels, and the time you're going to spend and the wire you're going to spend welding with MIG, just everything all in one. You got to buy the wire, you got to buy the gas, you got to buy you got to run your compressor. This is probably going to be running on 220, 240, whatever, same as what the spot welder would have been. I think you still have to run the compressor, so we'd have to take that off. But then you got the disc, every one of these discs,
$2 to $5 per disc depending on where you get them.
And then you got hours and hours of where I just did like 25 spot welds there in 5 minutes. Now if I did 25 plug welds, I would still be right here welding plug welds, and then I'm going to be over here grinding all of them to try and make them look somewhat decent. No matter what you do, you're not going to get them 100% perfect. You might get it perfect looking, but you still don't have a spot weld mark there to even look like it was a factory spot weld. So a lot of time in it you'll save by buying that welder and using it.
But yes, that one behind you, I'm not sure what it would go for used, excuse me, but we did
used, that's about $20,000.
Yeah, $20, $25 for that used. The Pro Spot guy came in and was showing us all the new ones that they're coming out with, and a new unit that we were looking into buying possibly is $37,000 for the new one with all the arms that we need.
Yeah.
Neil said that you have recommended a Harbor Freight style spot welder for the drip rails.
Yeah, that one works, and that's the Harbor Freight one. You could probably weld this right here that I just did. You could weld in here. There's a lot of spots on the Camaro that you could utilize that Harbor Freight one, and get away. But it's just, to me, doing all that plug welding, like I don't even want to imagine it. I watched a guy that was building the other day, and it amazes me. Now, I know some guys on here do it, so don't take offense to it, but bracing up the car, putting braces everywhere, putting in, you put the panel up there, you clamp it off, and then you come around and you drill a hole and you put a Clinko in it, and you got Clinkos everywhere.
I love those things.
And you've got clamps everywhere and you've got screws, and then you build the whole car and then you tear it all back apart. I watched a guy do one. He was doing a Camaro. He built it all. He had Clecos everywhere. He had took it all apart, drilled all his holes, put it back together. I would look at how the car's going together before I even put it together as far as where my plug welds are going to go. Well, he put it all together, took it all apart, drilled all the holes for it, put it back together, put the Clecos in, fit everything back up, pulled it all back apart. Then the first thing he did was take the wheelhouses out, took the side piece off, and he took the wheelhouses and laid them on the floor, and then he welded the wheelhouses together. I was like, this is horrible. When you put it together with the way the Camaro is set up, you can weld the wheelhouses and then you can weld the structure to the outer one. So you'll drill through one wheelhouse to weld to one wheelhouse, and then you'll drill through the structure to weld to the other wheelhouse. So you got them sandwiched. It don't require tearing it all back apart. And when you pull that wheelhouse out, you weld it up, then there's a chance that that wheelhouse is moved against the other wheelhouse, which is not a bad thing. But then you throw it into your side structure and you weld it to your side structure, and then you put the car back together and you're fitting everything and you're welding this, and you haven't even put a quarter panel on the car yet. It's a recipe for disaster. I'm telling you.
Sorry, Mickey said that Brian is trying to watch the video and she's trying to show Brian your greenhouse pictures because she's jealous.
Uh-oh. Yeah, my greenhouse was free windows.
Your dad's on.
I actually ended up making money. Well, I made a little bit of my money back because all the free windows I got, I ended up selling them and ended up making some money off of those to recoup some that I spent, because that clear roofing, it's crazy. It's like $33 a pound. But I wanted to do the Camaro. I wanted to do it at the house. I haven't really got everything there to be able to do it, and I need to get the car done because I have money tied up in it and I need to get it gone, because like I say, right now it's just a bad time for me, and I got other things that I want to do and that I need. So I want to get the car done, and if I built it at home and I plug welded everything and ground everything and did it how you guys are doing at the house, I don't believe I could sell the car for what I would be taking time out of my day to do it at home, 3 times as much time to do it, which is great for you guys. It's great hanging out with you guys. It's great doing the videos for you guys.
But the return on investment.
But then the return on it, the amount of money that I have in parts, I don't know if I could sell the car for the amount of money that I would have in parts with it being ground and plug welded, even though I know that I could make it beautiful and make it look really, really good, and I know the car would hold up really, really good. I know it would be just as good as this, but I need that extra money besides having to just spend a lot of time that I don't really have trying to do it the way that you guys are doing it, and then having to sell it for less. Now, if one of you guys said, "Hey, I want to buy the Camaro,"
you build it on your time,
and I want it built on the channel how you would build one. I don't care about the plug welds. I don't care about all that, but I'm still going to give you the price that I would pay for you to do it at your shop. Then I would gladly do it that way. But I don't think there's anybody out there that's going to want a car plug welded with grind spots versus a car that's going to have spot welds like the factory. May be wrong.
Neil says he has a Lenco, Lenco spot welder, and you can buy the pinch weld attachment through Summit.
Huh.
And then Jim asked, is the wait list to get a 68 Camaro in about 2 years? We're actually booked out about 1 year. So
yeah,
if you were to get in line today, we would potentially get you in beginning of March 2025. But unless we find some great builders and start knocking out more cars.
And if the parts are available.
Yeah, we do it on parts availability too. So like say somebody's already booked a couple months ago and their build has some parts that are going to be out of stock for like 6 or 7 months. And yeah, and say you get on today and all your parts are available. Well, you would be able to jump in front, and that's not, it seems unfair, but at the same time we have to keep the shop rolling, so whoever's got parts first and was next in line comes in first.
And the people that are in line are also given the option at certain points to go ahead and buy their parts or what parts are in stock, so when the part that's out of stock comes in stock, we can purchase that and then get them in. But then that part comes in and they're like, hey, that part's in, can I get my car in? Then we look and see there's another part out of stock, and we're like, well, we tried to get you to buy those other parts back then. So it's a kind of a battle back and forth. So
and it happens. Like we had one car that was waiting on the inner wheel houses to come back into stock, but everything else was there. So I was like, hey, if you want to go ahead and lock those in, we can absolutely do that for you. They wrap them in cellophane and sit them in the side of the corner of the warehouse that's just our stuff. And he was like, no, I'll just wait for the wheel houses to come in. Well, the wheel houses came in, and then the trunk floor was out of stock. And I said, that's still a showstopper. I can't start your car without the trunk floor. Now we got to wait for that to come back in. So do you want to go ahead and put the parts deposit to get everything else? No, I'll just wait till everything. Okay, so something like that, he's completely cool, and he understands that until all the parts are available and he's ready to put the deposit down for those parts, we're not going to buy any of the parts. So.
And if it's a 68 Camaro, and it's a full build, we might do it on the side, you know, we might do it like we're doing here on Tech Talk. You call up and say, hey, I want one, and I just build it in my free time. And
Mr. Fireman says he's offended. I wonder if he's talking about, did you call him out on something he did on one of his videos with his little bracing?
I don't know if Mr. Fireman did that. It wasn't Mr. Fireman that I was watching, but he might have done. What did he say, bracing?
No,
I know he's got.
He just said I'm offended.
I know he's got the Clecos, but what I was getting at is with all those Clecos and stuff, that's more spots that you got to weld up. But then again, I guess it don't really matter to you guys because you're plug welding a lot of stuff anyways. Me, that one little rack of clamps back there, probably 30 of the little finger clamps. 1, 2, 3, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10 regular vice grips, and that's about it. That's all I need to completely put a Camaro together, and I guarantee you the way I put it together and the clamps that I remove will not let anything go anywhere, and I could weld everything up by dropping only certain clamps. I mean, you guys watch and see, y'all seen my videos and you see I don't have all that bracing everywhere. I don't have 9 million screws in 100 different places, and I have the clamps on there and I have them placed in certain places, and I explain when I'm putting clamps, why I put a clamp here, why I put a clamp there. I do that because I know that it don't require all that, and I can see why some people's cars take years to build because there's a lot of unnecessary steps going on.
But if it gives
at the time, you guys
peace of mind and the confidence that you need to put the brace in there to make yourself feel comfortable, put the brace in there. If the Clecos make you feel good, put the Clecos in there. I used to use them at the airplane factory.
And I wasn't always here to rag on you or to tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
So
Alan McCarthy came in. He's running a little late. Jamie Chancey said, hey, Kenneth Mays. I don't know if he's talking to you or your dad.
Both, probably, yeah.
Paradise said factory OE's overrated. I love it.
But it is. Maybe it is confidence. I don't know.
Jamie Chancey is the shop foreman at H&H.
H&H.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he got my shirt. He's the one I gave shirts away when I went up there to my dad.
Oh, cool. He said that he's sorry he made it late. He wishes he was on time, but he's ready to learn how to do this stuff. Why, are you going to move and work with us?
I told him how much I paid. He said, nah, I can't do that.
Aw, man. We might be able to give you an extra penny.
Come on now.
It's beautiful up here. Not that, well, Lincolnton's pretty too. So.
They're about the same. About on the same plane.
Don't crawfish. Now I'm offended. Mr. You just all over Mr. Fireman.
Nobody would have known it was you if you wouldn't have said something.
You write it on yourself.
You read it on yourself. I'm just playing. No, really, I didn't. It really wasn't Mr. Fireman that I seen. It was, I don't even know what.
You hear the rain?
I don't even know what the guy was. This is a guy I never even seen before.
Steve Reed, welcome. Oh, nice hoodie, Alan. Yeah, that's a pretty nice hoodie, ain't it, guys?
So, I'm trying to show you guys how to build them the simplest, easiest, best way.
Fine-tuned process so that you get the greatest product with the least amount of work. Not saying it doesn't take work, just saying that the process ain't this anymore. He's flatlined it, so it's much.
Yeah, when I came here and started doing this, I'd never built cars like this ever in my life. I've always built rat rods and
you were the patch
did some patching and built Frenched antennas out of Honda shock tubes and
liquor bottles,
patched floors with road signs and pop rivets and everything else.
Using pennies as washers.
But I came here and I was like, this is me, and I started back there in the corner, and everything with every job I try to do, I try to look for the most effective, fastest, and easiest way to accomplish what I'm doing. And when I came, they were like, oh, you got to do all these clamps, and you got to put this here, and you got to do this, and
laser point level.
And I'm like, no, you don't. And for the longest time, I wasn't the shop foreman, and the shop foreman would come around and he's like, you need to have more of this, you need to put more clamps here, you need to do this right here. And I'm like, okay,
whatever, dude.
I put it on there. But then as soon as I was shop foreman, I was like, no. But then I do go back there, and some of my guys, I do tell them, hey, why ain't you got a clamp here? Why ain't this done? You know, until they get the confidence to build how I do and how I see it, then clamps are a good thing. So I guess that's what some people are just scared that something is going to happen, and I can understand having a lot of clamps because you don't want stuff to move. But it just kills me that they got it all clamped up, got it all Clecoed up, and then they tear it all apart. When you can put literally the whole Camaro together, you watched me, and all I take off of it is a quarter panel, a roof skin. Weld everything, quarter panel back on, roof skin back on. I don't pull the quarter panel off, pull the side structure, pull the wheel houses.
You're getting crazy with your cup.
Deck filler, tail panel, it all stays in there. I drop a quarter, weld it up, put the quarter back on. Go on the other side, drop the quarter, weld it, put it back on. Come to the tail panel, drop the tail panel, weld it, put the tail panel back in. Get on the roof, fix it, weld it, go back to the back, fit all the back, pull everything in, and weld it. It's
Your dad said he wore his catfish shirt today, and Jamie was jealous. And Jamie says he wishes he could come down here and work.
Yeah, he ain't got that hoodie.
Uh-oh. Oh, he got one of your
He got my
Ford?
aMAYSing, the Ford, and a hat. I think I gave him a hat, too.
Okay.
When I leave out and I got a bunch of shirts, Aaron just knows they're going somewhere, and I'm not going to get money for them. So
I got a little tighter squeeze on the catfish.
She told me not to come back from the races because I did go enjoy myself. Aaron had to force me.
I did. I had to force him to go to the races with his brother and his daddy to have just a one day. I called his brother and didn't tell him. I said, buy another ticket, your brother's going. And he's like, all right, let me see what I can do. I said, just figure it out. I don't care how much it is. Tell me your brother needs to go. And then like day of, he's like, I got so much to do. I ain't going. I said, ticket's already purchased. You're going. And he had a good day.
She wanted to get rid of me so Jody could come over.
No.
I was just playing.
I don't ever want to be away from you.
But I guess we're going to wrap it up.
Travis said he thought you was going to hit me with the cup.
Have you seen her arms? They're bigger than mine. I ain't hitting her.
I ain't been to the gym in over a month because that ought to tell you how busy we are. I have not been to the gym in over a month. Too much going on.
So, next Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
If the parts come.
They ought to.
If the parts come, I'm going to go ahead and write up the description. I'm going to write up the timeline. And I'm going to go ahead and have it ready. And I'm going to post a couple days ahead on my Facebook, Instagram. I might do a short on YouTube, just a little short, saying that we are on for Tuesday. And be prepared because we're coming straight in with the measurements, work, and it ain't going to be no standing here talking about t-shirts and getting our nails done. So, hopefully, the show will be better.
Yeah. Like Lodge said, I will say after learning from the crew here, it is much harder to watch other people on other channels do it really, really wrong. So if the stuff out there, some of the stuff out there is scary.
Yeah. Like a guy I like, a guy I've talked to, a guy that builds cars, I watched him putting, he never watches my channel. He never comments if he does watch. But I was watching him build a car and he was sticking, he stuck the back, the lower cross member, the lower valence inner structure in a Camaro. He stuck it into the floor and just stuck it up there and he welded it before fitting anything together. And I was like, oh, he's gonna be hating life. Because you can ask Mr. Charlie, when I went up there and worked on his car, I had just got it out of my mouth. I was like, I better not weld this yet. We better go ahead and put the car together and drop the tail panel out and then weld it. But I was like, nah, I feel like it's in the right spot. And I welded it. We fought with it a little bit. Didn't fight. It wasn't terrible, but I did fight with it. And I wished I would have went back and not welded that thing. So when I see somebody welding that part before putting the car together, I am like, oh Lord, I wish I could watch the video. Because I know, I was gonna say there's a TV show I watched somebody doing it and it was horrible. And instantly I knew that it was messed up. And then later on in the show, I seen where they had to do some cutting and some re-welding, and I knew instantly, I was like, that was because of what they did. They couldn't get it to work, so they had to do this. I seen it plain as day in the body work and everything. I knew exactly what had went wrong.
I remember hearing you talking to the computer that night. I had to go in. It was hot. I had to go in there and check